Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening in Birmingham. Today, I have the honor and pleasure of being with Brittany and Arima, and they're with the Children's Aid Society of Alabama. Ladies, how are you all this morning?
We're doing well, thank you.
Great. I want to take this opportunity to kind of bring them on the podcast today, kind of tell about all the great things the organization is doing. So let me first start off, what is the Children's Aid Society of Alabama? What's the mission?
Well, our mission statement is changing lives, building families, and strengthening communities. Children's Aid Society of Alabama has been in existence since 1912. And over that time, our programming has changed and developed. We're the home of 8 different programs now, and they span the range of delivering parenting classes to parents who need to gain specific skills or they're working toward reunification. And we offer those classes in both English and Spanish. So that's something that's pretty special. We also have the APAC program, and that is specifically walking with people through every step of the adoption process and giving ongoing support so that people never feel alone and that they always know that they have a solid source to answer questions or just to keep them motivated through this whole process, because it can be lengthy sometimes. And then we also help older youth in foster care with our independent living program. And we just became home to the Child Trafficking Solutions Project. So that's something new that CAS is now a part of. And with that program, they're going out into communities and to different organizations, educating people about what human trafficking is, ways to identify it, and ways to help victims.
Yeah, so like when I first, Arima, when you contacted me, I kind of went on your website and I was like, man, this is some great things you all are doing. The first question that kind of, and I want to say this too, I think adoption is probably one of the most selfless things a person can do. You know, definitely stepping up as an adult to, you know, be a mentor or a leader over children who, I don't want them to feel like, you know, what's the best word to say, that may have possibly been neglected, that possibly that, you know, you come in and feel like and be their adult figure in their lives. So I think that you all doing that, just kind of spearheading that, is just wonderful. But I guess the first question just came in my head is like, what are the qualifications to adopt in Alabama?
Yeah, absolutely. So APAC came around because there's a big need for harder to place children that are legally available for adoption and foster care. So right now there's over 300 children that need adoptive forever homes. And so that's what APAC does, is we reach out to families that are interested, because a lot of people often think they have to be a foster parent first before they adopt. In the state of Alabama, you don't have to foster first. You can do an adoption only track, and that's what APAC's here for. So if you're interested in adoption, one of the only initial requirements is to be 19 years or older. So if you're 19 years or older, you can apply, and what happens is that you watch our orientation video. It explains all of our services, and that's the first step in the process. Then you complete an intake packet, and then you'll get a call from somebody like me, a screener, and we'll talk through the whole process, and we'll go over your application and see if it's a good fit for your family, and you see if it's a good fit, if we're a good fit for you. And then we go on to the classes. part in the adoption classes training part, which is 11 weeks. It's one night a week for 11 weeks. And then we do 2 in-home visits, which is a home study. And then after that, we put it all together like a big research paper on the families, like we call it, and we approve it, or we send it to state DHR with our recommendations for them to ultimately approve. But one of the great things about APAC is we've got a person at every stage. So you've got me at the screener stage, then you have a trainer, then you have a family navigator that'll walk you through the process. And then after, we have free counseling, free support groups, a camp for kids in the summer. So APAC really, really supports adoptive families, and we're going to be there every step of the way.
Yeah, one thing I want to tell everybody to definitely follow you all's Instagram. It's Children's Aid of Alabama. And I saw one post that was like 7 facts to share about Adoption Alabama that just might blow your mind. And the first thing people is that you do not have to own a home. And another one was you can be single and adopt. And I was like,
Yes.
wow, a lot of people think it's typically families, that are adopting or fostering children.
Yeah, you can be a single parent and adopt. There are wonderful single parent homes out there for families, to build families. And so you don't have to be married. I will say, if you are married, there is a 3-year marriage requirement for the state for adoption. But we'll work you through that process as well. But nope, you do not have to be married. There's also no upper age limit. So some people think, oh, I might be too old to adopt. But there are tons of teenagers that need forever families. And so if you're an older single person or older couple, you might be an empty nester, and it might be a great opportunity to take a teenager into your home that has a little bit more independence and things like that. So there's no upper age limit as well.
Okay, and then like another thing I noticed on here too was, I'm trying to scroll, you do not have to be wealthy.
No,
That is so important. Yeah.
I have to be wealthy. That is one of probably the most, the biggest misconceptions is adoption is so expensive, and private adoption can be very expensive. But when you adopt through the foster care system, it's little to no cost. All of the training is free. The home study is free. It does not cost to adopt a child in Alabama. There are some fees every now and then, but even that, DHR has stipends and stuff to help with those things. So do not hesitate to apply for adoption if you're worried about your finances. We can talk through that, but you do not have to be wealthy.
Okay, and I guess it kind of lean into the thing about as well about what some of the misconceptions about the adoption process. I guess those was the first two. What are some other things, people may ask you all about? I guess because every state is different, but specifically here in Alabama,
Yeah. So again, you watch our video, you fill out our intake packet. It's called TIPS classes or adoption classes, and they are throughout the state. We offer classes in the Huntsville area, Birmingham area, Montgomery area, and Mobile. So no matter where you are in the state, we can serve you guys. I know that our listening audience right now is Birmingham, but you may have family and friends in other areas of the state. And so if they're interested, they can reach out to us as well, because we do serve the whole state. We have the classes. And they're in person. You get to know your classmates and build support systems through that. So again, another opportunity to say you're not alone in the process, because you'll have your class to build that support system as well.
Yes, and another important thing that APAC provides is support groups. So once people have successfully completed the adoption process, they have a child in their home, sometimes you still want to connect with people who are experiencing the same or similar things that you're experiencing. And APAC provides those family support groups, and they have childcare available so you can bring in your child. And we offer ongoing counseling too for adoptees and for parents and siblings. That's also free when you work with APAC. So it's really a holistic approach to buffering any kind of any kind of struggles or anything that an adoptive family may be experiencing, you truly get your hand held throughout the entire experience. And that's something that we think is so important for adoptees, primarily for these children and for these families that are opening up their homes and their lives.
And another thing too, one that I really like is like a lot of times people have the passion to adopt, but like you said, it's like a big step from going, like say me, for example, like I'm married, don't have any kids, going from doing that to being a parent. And I like how you plug the process in with the parenting classes. I think actual adults that married that has to have kids on the outside should need parenting classes.
Yes. Yes.
So you actually do that, like you say, you hold their hand every step of the way. One of the things I guess was kind of going through my head was like I guess you said as the children get older, so it's the statistics is like, I guess if the children are younger, they have a higher chance of getting adopted, whereas they get older, it's a lesser chance.
Yes, and there's several reasons for that. I think a lot of times cognitively people think, well, this child is older, they're almost grown, they may not need a parent. But even looking back on your own life, like how many times as a teenager, as a young adult going to college, have you just been like, I really need to speak to my mom or my dad? Like that is something that doesn't leave us. We always need that kind of parental support and knowing that somebody is really there for us and really loves us and that we can always count on.
Yes.
But I want to also point out the fact that when you visit our website, like you mentioned that parents always need training, we offer several different webinars and information to parents so they can sign up and see what's available. Most of our classes are free for those webinars, and it's just a library of information. You can go in there, see what's really important to you, sign up, watch it at your earliest availability on your schedule. And again, it's just that whole kind of wraparound approach that we have and that we're really excited to kind of share and let people know more about.
Okay, so how do you, well, let me first say how it can help your organization. Do you all have any upcoming events coming up?
Well, the first event that I am excited to share about is our adoption classes in the Birmingham area are starting this month. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's a great time to get in. Now we do offer them throughout the year. So, if you feel like, hey, I need to wait a couple months, you still reach out to me, but we are starting those classes this month. So I'm excited to talk to anybody who's interested in starting those adoption classes with us. So that's a great event coming up.
Yeah. And speaking to some of our other programs, we are planning a huge event in May for our older youth in foster care. That's our annual graduation celebration. So with that, all of our scholars, we're very proud to call them our scholars, who are on their way to graduate from high school and go off to college or just go to their first apartment and getting their first official job. Yeah, we like to send them off with what we call a grad bag, and the grad bag is just filled with household supplies and goodies for them. And right now, if you visit our social media, you can donate there or go to our website and donate. Those are tax deductible donations, and it will go to the graduation celebration for our youth in foster care. But yeah, right now, again, just to reiterate, the adoption classes will be starting this month in Birmingham, but all spring.
Yeah, so all spring throughout the state, our classes are starting. So again, if you're in another area, you have friends and family in another area, we're building classes throughout the state right now. So it's a great time to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you go to our website or email, I'll send you Brittany's email, but it's bpopham@children'said.org. She'd be so happy just to get in contact with people. If you're still not certain that you want to start the classes this spring, just contact us, reach out. You don't have to commit. This is just to kind of get to know each other, let you know that we're here for you when you're ready to make that decision, and they're here to support you.
Okay, and another thing I guess I kind of thought in my head as we was talking. So out of those 300 kids, where are they currently placed at? Are they at foster homes?
Mhm. They're either going to be in a foster home or a group home setting.
Okay, okay.
So they're waiting on their forever families. And that's our job, is to find those families. Because as Arima was mentioning earlier, those children, even though they're older, we often say, well, when they get married, who's going to walk her down the aisle? When they have children, who's going to be those children's grandparents? They don't have any of those support systems once they age out of the system. So no matter how old they are, they need a forever family.
I like that term, forever family. Yeah, I definitely like that term. I guess one other final thing is, I'll be remiss, and if you need to pull it up on the phone so you don't miss anybody's name, any companies or corporations you want to thank that's like supporters of you all?
We do have several board members who have reached out, and we have an ongoing list of donors and supporters.
Okay.
We don't typically share that on social media.
Okay.
Mhm.
But we APAC is a partnership with DHR, and also Heart Gallery of Alabama is a great organization and website that shows pictures and videos of children that are legally available for adoption in the state. So if you want to go to heartgalleryalabama.com, you can look at videos and pictures of children right now that are available for adoption. And those are the kids that we help find the homes for.
Help match with families. And there is one other thing that we do need to mention as far as partner organizations. So we are one of the partner organizations for United Way of Alabama. So we have several partner organizations that we work with throughout the year, and that is a very strong support in the community.
Okay, and what's you all's website again?
It's www.children'said.org.
Okay. Well, Brittany and Rena, thank you for coming on today. I love what you all do. And I'm telling you, like, Rena, when you kind of sent me the contact us message, I went on, I was like, wow, this is something, you know, I kind of jumped at you. Was like, wow, that's pretty quick. You contacted me, because you just don't hear a lot, whether one reason or another, about some of the great work that you all are doing. But I feel like this is something that's very needed in our community. And like you said, like a forever family, that these kids that I know you probably got countless stories of people that probably went through the program that end up being adopted families themselves. So definitely commend you all for the continuing work that you all do in the community. So anywhere I can kind of help you, and also, you know, just send me some flyers. I'll post along with it. You know, this video will be on YouTube forever or other platforms.
Yeah, and can I say, I would love to speak to any community, church congregation. If anybody is interested in learning more about the adoption process, I would love to come speak to anybody to do that. That would be great.
Yeah, and I hope, you know, most importantly with this video, if anything, is that, you know, it better inform people about the adoption process, and maybe even turn on somebody's heart to actually make that big step, you know, and actually choose to become one of the adopting families. So thank you all for coming on today. Please check out what'shappeningbirmingham.com for more interviews. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the audio version of this on Apple Podcasts. Thank you all again, and have a great day. And let's adopt some people in Alabama.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.